Doing tonight. How many of you guys like traveling? Yeah, you got any travels in? One of my favorite places to travel to is Italy because I'm really into archaeology. And I was in Pompeii and the tour guide was telling us, this ash is 2,000 years old. But I went up to him and I said, sorry mate, this ash is 5 minutes old because I just had a spliff right there. But you know, I feel like a lot of people don't go traveling because, you know, a lot of these places you go to, you gotta take vaccinations, go to your doctor to, you know. My doctor's a funny motherfucker. He's a black dude, and he's really cool. But the funny thing about him is, no matter what I have going on in my body, no matter what I bring for him, he only has one medicine he ever prescribes me: ginger ale. So you know, it's funny. You know, I feel like ginger ale is the black man's penicillin. You know, that shit. Whatever I bring for him, he's gonna do it. But you know, we were talking about traveling before. In a country I feel like everyone in America doesn't know about and needs to go to is England, which is my country. And if you didn't notice it was my country, you could have noticed from my horrible fucking teeth. I always said if your teeth look like Jack Sparrow, he's either broke or British. But you know, it's funny. I feel like until Game of Thrones came about, people in America didn't realize there are loads of different kinds of people in England that are so different. So we're going to talk about them today. You start with the people that talk like this, the cunts that become the Prime Minister. And these people, they talk shit about all the working class, and yet they've never worked a fucking day in their life. And the funny thing about these people is they live on Mummy's Trust Fund. And a lot of the time they spend Mummy's Trust Fund on cocaine and hookers, or perhaps both in some cases. But then we got the next kind of English person who sounds like they're from Snatch, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And the thing is, if he talks like this, he probably can't read, but he's definitely been dropped on his fucking head by his mum. But you know, people like this always get the shit jobs and they never complain about the wages because they can't fucking read to begin with, so they can't read the job contract. But then we go up to Gloucester where everyone sounds like Hagrid, and the problem is everyone's good on a football field, but given that they're farm folk, if they sound like this, there's a good chance they've slept with a badger or fucked a sheep. And the thing is, right, it's right next to Wales, and Wales happens to be the most famous country of sheep fuckers in the world. And then we go a bit north, and people start talking like this, which means they're from Yorkshire. And if you're from Yorkshire, you're probably a bastard, but you're definitely a cunt. And the funny thing about Yorkshire is, the most famous thing about Yorkshire is Yorkshire pudding. But metaphorical Yorkshire pudding, you'd expect that to be quite good too, but it's not the case. In fact, metaphorical Yorkshire pudding, in other words, women in Yorkshire are so fucking ugly, men go to shagging their own sisters. And this is why a lot of these Yorkshire folk feel comfortable in the American South. Because you tell someone in a regular bar, fuck my sister, they walk away, but in the South, they say, welcome, brother. You know? Alright, well, you guys have been a good crowd. Those of you being offended, I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I can give a dusty fuck. Have a good night, everyone.
Hadi